Hi everyone. So I went to the garden center yesterday with my boyfriend. He has a huge balcony and he's not doing anything with it. So he got some flowers, which is really exciting. So of course I had to get some flowers. Look at these beautiful flowers. Stunning. These are called osteospermum Zion Copper Amethyst. Amazing. So I'm gonna be putting these in a pot today. And then I also got clematis or clematis. I don't know how you pronounce it, but I pronounce it clematis, which I think is okay. This one is called multi-blue and it's got like double petals. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to see this grow. And I got some trellises so it can actually grow on something. So that's what I'm getting up to today. I think I'm gonna put the clematis into here. I know like purple and purple, probably a little too much, but this was the only pot that looked like it would fit this nicely. Maybe a bigger pot. You know, when I was in the garage, I should have checked for bigger pots, but I totally forgot. Okay, I think I found something. This was a golden pothos and it's dead, so I think I might put it in here. All right, well, this looks better, I think. So I'm gonna go with that. Now I have this trellis. It's kind of small though, and then I bought this fence. But I was thinking I'm gonna saw off the fence things that you put in the ground and have it as a trellis. So that's another activity I'm doing today. I kind of think this purple would clash with these flowers, but it is tall enough for the flowers. So I think I might put the flowers in the purple one. Still kind of a small pot. I don't know. Maybe I will plant it into a bigger pot sometime. I'm not sure. I'm going to sit on the decision, but this is where it's going to go for right now. So I'm going to go ahead and saw off these feet here. I'm going to try my absolute best not to hurt myself. I'm going to try to line it up with the other one as well. Wow. Okay. Nice. Done. I just really hope this black doesn't fry the vines. Not bad. I know, it looks like I'm running out of room out here. I'm really not, but things are getting a little cramped. Put the clematis here and it should grab on and grow up. Okay, so for this flower, it says 6+ hours of direct sun. So it can handle the sun. So I think I'm gonna put it here. Can't really see, but I have a row cover sitting here acting as a fence so my dog won't eat all the birdseed. He loves the birdseed. Oh my gosh, he's obsessed. Actually, a funny story, I put the birdseed in a container, had the lid on, had my hand on top of the lid, and I was shaking it. And I kept thinking like, make sure your hand's on the lid. I'll show you a picture, but I ended up spilling it all over my kitchen. It was really ridiculous. And honestly, it was hilarious. Like, what am I doing? So we finished this puzzle. So cool. I love it. Here are some details. I know it's kind of hard to see with the light, but it's just funny, funky, weird, just a weird puzzle. I'm not going to frame this one, so you get to watch me destroy it, put it back in its box, and I'm going to start a new one. And I have a kind of funky one to start as well. So let's destroy this puzzle. So this one's really weird. I think I got this like 10 years ago or something, and it's just been sitting on my shelf. It's called a kitchen cupboard. And the more you look at it, the more you're like, what is this? It's so weird. There's a lot going on. There's weird creatures, like this pink thing right there, and all types of strange things. So I'm really excited to start this, and I don't know. I don't even know. I feel like it'll be pretty easy, maybe, because there's a lot going on, but there's like a lot of different sections of things. Ooh, the puzzle pieces are blue. Fun. Time to start sorting also. I haven't cross-stitched in like 3 days or something, which is, or maybe even 4, which is abnormal for me, but I was so busy getting yarn stuff done for my Etsy that I haven't been able to cross stitch. So that's been interesting and different because I have been cross stitching every single day since like last May. So tonight I'm actually really excited to settle on the couch and cross stitch. It's going to be so nice. Also, these puzzle pieces are really nice. I don't know if you can see, but they're kind of shiny. They look like sealed. Very, very nice. Something about puzzles I just really love. I don't know. I'm just obsessed. But like in the mornings before work and I'm drinking my tea, I'll be staring at it and I'll just be putting pieces where they go. And I'm just like so fast at it. I don't know. Something about it just really works well with my brain and it's great. So yep, watch me sort through these super fast. All right, so it's the next day and I'm gonna show you my puzzle progress. I swear I'm a bit of a puzzle freak. Yeah, so I've done a decent amount between last night and this morning. I was drinking my tea and just kind of casually working on it, but I am forcing myself to stop. Like, I really have to force myself to walk away from the puzzle. We have other things to do today. So I was gonna make sourdough, but I don't feel like it. I really don't. So I think I'm gonna go to the garden center. I need to get potato and onion sets, and I would like to get more chamomile. So I'm thinking about going right now. It is a bit of a weird day today. Last night it actually stormed, like I saw lightning, I heard thunder, there was rain, there was also hail, like pea-sized hail, but still hail. And it was just delightful. I miss thunderstorms. We don't get a lot of them in Denver at all. It's just too dry, and I'm from the Midwest, so I just really miss a good thunderstorm. And today it is a little sprinkly out, but it was so foggy. Like, I could barely see the road outside my apartment. It was very thick fog, but it looks like it's lightening up out there, which is nice. And I think it is going to sprinkle a little bit. So I think it's a great day to go to a garden center. The garden center I'm going to is called Tagawa. I want to see what's going on there this week. I feel like at garden centers right now, things change almost weekly, and there are new plants and all of that stuff. So I'm about to walk out the door right now, and yeah, let's go check it out. All right, so I'm back from the garden center, and I'm gonna show you what I got. I have a nice full bag of goodies here. Okay, so I got 3 live plants. The first one here is this really pretty ivy. I've been wanting ivy. I know it probably doesn't really do well in this climate, but we're gonna try it out. It is a Hedera Helix Peter Pan. I don't know, but I really wanna have it grow up some kind of trellis out there. And I saw this last time I was at that garden center, but they were out of it. This is Vietnamese coriander. Smells really good. It smells similar to cilantro, but it is a little bit different. I've never seen this sold anywhere else, so I'm excited to see how it'll do and what it tastes like. It's also really pretty. The leaves have some like darker purple spots on them. And I got chamomile. Now, this chamomile, when I was picking it out, I noticed it was covered in aphids. That's why I put everything in bags, because I was afraid that, can you not eat the coriander? You're not supposed to eat that. Anyway, all of the German chamomile was covered in aphids, and they were like all over my hand. It's just really gross. So I think what I'm gonna do is rinse this off in the sink and then douse it in insecticidal soap and then quarantine it for a little bit. But here it is. It's kind of sad looking, but I think I picked one of the best looking plants. Yeah, definitely need to tackle those aphids. I do not want to deal with them this year. And I know it's inevitable, but they're just so annoying. And then I got some goodies here. Well, I got some insecticidal soap. I am out and just decided to buy some from there so I can take care of the aphid issue right now. I got some garlic. I got yellow onions and some seed potatoes. These were called rainbow seed potatoes. I don't really know what they are. I'm gonna have to look that up, but they have different color buds on them. I don't know. We'll see how they look whenever I get a potato from them. And then I got this tiny, cute little mushroom. I have like a couple of them out there already. I needed another one, of course, and a hummingbird feeder, which I have a hummingbird feeder, but when it gets really hot, the bottom of it like expands, falls off, usually hits a plant, and then the sugar syrup goes everywhere and it gets all sticky. I might still use my other one. I just might not hang it up. And this one is so much prettier. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. I love it so much. I'm hoping I don't have the same issue like I do with the other one. We'll see, I guess. And that's it. That is all I got. So I'm going to take care of this chamomile and hopefully remedy the aphid situation. And I think I'm going to keep these inside for a little bit because it is so cold outside. And that's it. That's it for some planty things. So I just got done potting up a bunch of stuff outside and I wanted to show you what was going on. I did repot a monstera that was massive. It was like half dead and I put it into a much smaller pot, and I repotted my aloe, which again was in a giant pot with like barely any dirt because when I was moving, it dropped in the hallway right in front of my neighbor's door and lost most of its dirt. So here it is now. I don't really know what to do with this stem. I didn't know if I should bury it or if I should leave it out. I figured I should leave it out because I was afraid if I did cover it in the soil that it would rot. And then here is the monstera. It shot out these babies. So I figured if I just put it into a smaller pot, maybe it would grow better. This is probably not the best spot for it. It does not get a lot of light over here, but it wouldn't sit on the stand where the aloe is. Actually, the aloe probably shouldn't even be there because I feel like one wrong move and that stand is tipping over. We'll start over here. Again, chamomile here, anemone there. We got the beautiful sun stars here, grape hyacinths, and then I have the mini ivy growing here, cute little mushroom. I hope it'll grow up this little trellis. We'll see. It's kind of a shady spot over here, so I'm hoping it'll do well. We have tomatoes in here. Kind of see them. This one in the back is outgrowing this greenhouse. I'm not really sure what to do with it after it outgrows it because it's still a little chilly at night. I might be able to put it under this row cover thing, but right now it's in here still, and the other tomatoes are also doing well. I planted some spearmint in here. I also put some alyssum around the edges. These are doing well. They're growing. Do have some true leaves on the basil, the parsley. Chamomile is slow. Down here I have the Vietnamese coriander, some pansies. These are the osteospermum. They're kind of droopy. I don't really know why. Maybe I should put a stake in them for right now until they can perk up. I also planted those with the chives. I hope they do well together. More pansies over here looking so stunning. And we have more pansies over here. I need to figure out what else I want to plant with these. They are getting some blooms. It took a while for them to bounce back because they did get a little too hot in the sun. I have more chamomile over here. This was infested with aphids and I've been spraying the crap out of it, and I'm going to continue to monitor it, and hopefully the aphids do not take over my entire balcony. And my clematis, I put it in a bigger pot. I put the trellis into the pot. It's kind of stuck under this ridge, so I hope the trellis does not fall, but it's doing well, I think. I hope it does well in this spot. We haven't had much bright sun lately, so I haven't really been able to tell how it's going to like this spot, but I hope it's going to do okay. That's kind of the updates for the balcony garden. Still need to get out to the big garden. Today probably would have been a good day in the morning. It's getting a little cloudy, rainy out there now, but I had so many things to do. So yeah, next day off, that is nice. I'm gonna get out there, I promise. Also, I went to a stitching shop. That's the name of the store, and it's in Denver. They have a plethora of floss and so many patterns, and I popped in there right before they closed yesterday because I wanted to get some like variegated floss, because I did buy a pattern recently and it's kind of like a choose your own color pattern. I don't really know how to explain it, but when I get to that pattern I will explain it then. But I did want to show you some of the floss that I got because usually I stick with DMC. That's just the easiest for me to organize it in my organizer, but I wanted something different with the variegated floss. I've seen seen all the DMC and I wanted something different. So I went to a stitching shop. I got a decent amount, and I want to say that I'm so used to DMC prices. For one skein of floss, it's 76 cents, I believe. Just pennies, right? So cheap. And none of these had prices on them, or at least I didn't see the price. So I was just grabbing everything that I like. And then my total was $44 for not that much floss. But I did look it up and I realized why. First, I'm gonna go over the least expensive ones. These were like $2.55 or something. And this is from the brand Cosmo, which is kind of well known. Like, I've seen it out there in the needle art world, and it says that it's made in Japan, which is really cool. I did not know that about this brand. Let me get some light in so you can really see the colors. Maybe I'll place it against something white. This is the first one. It is kind of like muted green, peach, a little purple, some tan cream color in there. And if you're interested in what the number is, it is 5032. This one is purple, green, and blue. I kind of stuck with like the same realm of colors that I love. I'm very predictable like that. This number is 5018. Pretty. Also, these are called seasons, I believe. Yeah, seasons. This number is 8026. I love this one. Again, purple, greens, a little bit of white cream color in there. This one is number 8074. Pink, purple, kind of a teal, blue, green. Here we go. A little something different, okay? This is number 8078, and it's purple, copper, blue. Yeah, those are kind of the colors. They're beautiful. And then I got a really simple one. This is brown, 5030. It's just like a variegated brown color, very simple. The next brand that I got is called Weeks Dye Works, specializing in hand over dyed fibers. This one I'm going to show you right now is 1146 Clara, and it's stunning, let me tell you. Beautiful yellows and a light purple, like a lavender. Love. And then this one is 2326 Stone, and it's like a brown purple mix. I believe these were like 3 something. Okay, so Cosmo 255 something. These were like 3 something each. And then these ones were like $9.95 each. So like $10 each for the floss. I knew it was going to be a little bit expensive just because of the way they look, but I didn't realize that it would be $10 each, but that's fine. I like them. This is by the brand Caron, Caron, and it's water lilies. This one is 153 Distant Hills, and it's a beautiful, like dark green and purples, maybe a smidgen of brown, maybe, but mostly like lime green, bright purple. Beautiful. This one is 060 Slate, and it's more like muted colors, gray, minty green, some bright purple in there. Stunning as well. So that's my little floss haul. Yeah, I just didn't really have any ideas of the colors that I wanted, and I'm not going to use all of these colors in the pattern. That would be ridiculous, but I knew which color families I wanted to go with, and this is what I came home with, so fun. I also started on the fruit pole. This is how much I've done so far. This little corner right here. I'm not quite done with the border up here, but I needed a break from it. It was so repetitive. I had to start something new. So I started down here. This one is going to be grapes, and I already started on the purples already. So excited to watch the grapes come to life. So those are my cross stitch updates. Hope you loved all my very expensive floss, and I can't wait to use them. It's going to be really exciting to watch them change colors and all that. I will definitely show you what I'm going to do with them whenever I get there. So it is time to start a new spin. This is pretty much all the fiber I have. That's not true. I have some fiber that's blank, not dyed at all. I have some brown alpaca. I do have some fiber from Finland still that is colorful and dyed. And then I have this, and I kind of want to spin with it. It is so soft. Oh my gosh, it's so soft. I love this. Okay, so here's what it looks like. It's beautiful. It's got some inky blue and some strange yellowy, almost like a greenish yellow, and there's some like browns, really warm, like orangey browns. This is CVM and alpaca 50-50. So 50% alpaca, 50% CVM. And this is carded sliver. This is what it says on the label. Carded sliver is directional spinning from one end, drafts differently from the other end. Wash after spinning. thenaturaltwist.com. So let me explain to you some words here. CVM is California variegated mutant wool. It's a rare fine wool fiber from an endangered U.S. sheep breed known for its extreme softness. Oh, that makes sense because it is so soft. Well, alpaca is also soft. The sheep has like badger face color patterns. I will post a picture up here so you can see what it looks like. Excellent spin ability. The wool is highly valued by hand spinners for its 3 to 6 inch staple length and versatile, lightweight, and warm fabric properties. It says often compared to merino for its next to skin softness. Ideal for garments requiring high comfort and warmth, including sweaters, socks, scarves, and shawls. As of 2026, CVM is an endangered or threatened breed with fewer than 2,000 sheep in existence. Wow. So it says for spinning, known as a dream to spin, producing a soft, springy yarn with excellent stitch definition. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to spin this. And it says due to its rarity, it is considered a specialty wool, often sourced directly from small farms or specialty fiber suppliers. So at first I was thinking endangered, maybe I shouldn't buy this because like it's an endangered animal. But then I was like, actually, this will help the endangered species because the more you buy and like support the CVM, maybe that will help the numbers of the sheep. That's kind of my like logic on that, my thought process. Let me know what you think, because if nobody is buying the CVM wool, then there'd be no use for these sheep. But if people are buying it, then maybe they can breed more of the sheep and we'll have more of them and they won't be as endangered. Does that make sense? There's an article from the Spinoff magazine and it says, meet the CVM badger-faced beauties in the Colorado foothills. Okay, that's so sweet. I love it. I will link this article in the description if you want to read it. Now I'm going to talk about sliver. It's a long, continuous, untwisted band of carded fiber, commonly used for needle felting, wet felting, and spinning. It is similar to roving, but generally thinner and produced directly from the carding process, making it ideal for creating lofty woolen spun yarns or for quickly building up volume in 3D felting projects. I don't know. Well, I know about like, there's like woolen spun, worsted spun. Those two things are confusing me. I've looked them up and I've watched videos and stuff, but like, I'm still a little confused on it. So if you have any insight on that, please let me know. I know it's like techniques of spinning, but I don't know. I can't wrap my head around it. Lofty and airy because it is carded rather than combed. It retains air, which aids in fast felting and produces cozy insulating yarn. It is often described as a thinner version of roving, allowing for less drafting when spinning. I could definitely see that because it's so airy, I guess that is the word. It's not as compact and dense as a normal roving is. Preparation, it is produced by passing wool through a carder, resulting in aligned but not fully parallel fibers. That is also why it kind of looks all over the place, kind of rough looking, but it's not. It's so soft. Perfect for spinners who want a long draw technique to make fluffy woolen spun yarn. So those are the definitions of what's on the label for this fiber. I'm going to take it out of the label and start prepping it for spinning and see what it looks like. I have no idea what this is going to look like once it's all out of its ball. Trying to be very gentle with it because I don't want to like tear it, but I don't really know where I'm coming and where I'm going here. Oh, here it is. I found an end. I think I'm gonna like just wrap it into a ball right now. Wow, look at that. So beautiful. Okay, so now that I have a little bit of organization here, I am going to probably find a nice length that I want to work with. And then from here, you can definitely probably spin it at this thickness, but just for the way that I like to spin, or at least right now, I'm gonna split it, I think. Even though it doesn't really need to be drafted that much, I'm gonna pull on it ever so slightly. Like it's pretty fluffy. If I get this up close, you can see how fluffy it is. if you can kind of see through it, I feel like that's when they're really good with drafting. So that's why I'm just going to barely pull it apart. Now I might try to just spin this little piece up right here and see what happens. Alrighty, let's see what's going on here. Okay, interesting. So I'm gonna try to get you up close so you can see what's going on. Kind of hard to see and kind of hard for the camera to focus on it, but as you can see, it is spinning a little rough, I guess, which makes sense because the sliver is not going in the same direction. Some of them are kind of going all over the place. I think it's gonna make a really interesting yarn though. So I'm gonna continue spinning just this little section, and then I'm going to prepare the rest of the ball for spinning.